Okay.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to your numerology group alignment. This is such an honor and such a blessing to be able to serve you guys in business and in life. I know this stuff can be kind of weird. It's a little strange. That for me, I'm a skeptical kind of guy. So, hey, what's up? Egley, how's it going? Welcome. Just
Hi.
started like 5 seconds ago. So you're not missing very much. I'm just basically calming everyone's anxiety and skepticism. This stuff is weird, okay? It's not regular stuff. People think it's spiritual. I'm a spiritual guy, so I make it worse. And then they think it's astrology or like palm reading. It's more like math. This is more like actually graphing stuff out. So when we get a chance to do this, you guys saw that picture that I sent you with all of the numbers in there. It looks interesting. It's very intriguing. Like, oh, what does all this stuff mean? And oh my God, there's red in there. And this feeling is to think that those are my notes so I can keep organized. You can trust me on this. I will make sure that your charts look so freaking hot and so good for business. This stuff I'll just quickly share with you comes straight from Balazs. Him and I are high school friends, and he showed this to me at the very, very beginning of my journey. He said, you got to look at this. This is really weird. He didn't sell it very hard, but he told me, you got to take a look. This is the missing ingredients. I'm like, okay. And then I sat with this person, and I'm like, what? And this person knew me in a way that I didn't even know myself. And I'm like, hey, look easy there now. You're telling me stuff that I don't even know. And that's so true. And it opened my mind to something so supremely powerful. I don't expect all you guys to go and want to become numerologists. I just assume that you guys want that hidden extra inner lane in your business so you guys can 10x this shit and not have to think about, am I leaving anything to chance? When I looked at your guys' chart, I'm like, there's some frustration in here. How do I do this? Where are we? I'm going to go here. There's some frustration in here. These are names that need alignment. Unless you're Galina, who's like, is that how I say it, or is it Jelena? How do you allowed to pronounce her name?
Galina.
Okay. Unless you're her, which she clearly doesn't need to be here. She's got everything in the right order. All of this stuff looks really good. I'm like, okay, that's cool. She may want to change some of this stuff, but for the rest of us, we really want to make sure that we get all of these into power. There are some numbers that exist. Okay, so this is going to be part one. We're going to break this into 2 parts. We got a smaller group. Usually this takes me like 3.5 hours. I'm not even kidding. Sometimes it took me over 4 hours. In our situation, it should hopefully take us only 2, maybe 2.5. So I appreciate your guys' patience. If anybody needs to get out of here faster, I'll just quickly bump you to the top. But I wanted to make sure that we were okay for time. And I will provide replays. But the part 1 is looking like, who are you, what are you, and what are you dealing with? And this is why I ask those questions, like, what's the biggest experience or challenge you're experiencing in your business? It's so that everyone else can see that we're all dealing with the same stuff, guys. This isn't like, some sort of weird, I don't know what's going on. I've got this brand new problem that no one else has. I'm either lacking consistency, I can't communicate, I don't believe in myself, I'm running short on time, I can't, whatever shows up, it's okay. You're a regular human being, and we quickly get to see that there are only 9 numbers. They're really, after 9 is 11 and 22. It's kind of a bonus round for mastery. But the reality is that these are the colors of the rainbow. There's only 9 of them. They're not really, there's obviously millions of colors, but that's what happens when you start adding this one with this one, with this one, with this one. You get all of the different shades of your being. So when we talk about these numbers, we're going to give you an understanding of them. You see them in your chart. You see them in your name. They're like, oh, okay, I got some of those numbers. Oh, I see some of them in my birthday. Oh, I see some of them in my name. If they're showing up in red, that means that they're not balanced. When I need to balance them out, I'm looking to make them end in a 6 or an 8. I'm looking to make them end in a 6 or an 8. So when I look at these numbers, I'm going to explain them all. But really, if we look at all this, there's only Egley, you can record this. I'm sorry, you were late, so I'm going to make sure I get you here. And I am recording this too, but I just want to allow you to record. And where are you? Here we go. Allow recording.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. And I'm going to keep you guys unmuted if you're unmuted. So it seems like everybody's cool with that. I don't need to mute everyone. But let's go back. Okay. So when we look at these numbers, only 2 of them work. 6, and 8. And I'm going to explain how these 3 digits come together. So for any of you analytical types, I know you guys are in here. You're going to wonder, like, how did you do that? That feeling is a question I get a lot of the time. These are the numbers that are safe for business. So we look at these, and this is like a small collection of the cool kids. And then there's the rest of the school, like hundreds and thousands of different numbers that don't work. So don't feel bad if you're like, most of us look like we're bleeding. It's okay. That's fine. We're going to tie it in. We're going to make it happen. We're going to do a really powerful feel. And I'm so blessed that you guys offered me the space to do this. Egla's going to be dancing by the end of this. Going to be like, oh, my team is hot. My team is good. And there's going to be a lot of power for you guys to actually go in there and speak your truth, get past yourselves, get outside of your own shadow and into the confidence, whatever shows up, or into the intuition, whatever shows up, whatever needs to show up. Okay, well, we're going to make it happen for you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I do intend on uploading this to my YouTube page. So if anyone feels a bit squeamy about having their birthday and their name on my content, just let me know and I will not put it out there. No, so far, no one's really had a problem, but I can appreciate how safe and secure this information is. There are 2 different types of sessions I do. Okay, there's the one I do to help people get over themselves and figure out what we need to get done, which is everybody in the red. And then there's everybody in the blue or the purple already. That's kind of like, I'm just going to show you how this works. And before you guys get too crazy about this, Egli was running with the red name before. So she got balanced out. And that's basically, you know, where she looks like now because she's taken on the letter. So what we're going to do is the same for all of you guys. Egli is going to be dancing, as I say, because now all her entrepreneurs are going to be like lined up. I know this isn't all of you, but the reality is these are the people that are, I'm like, you know what, I'm curious. She went crazy after she saw this. I want to see this too. Let's go. Like everybody seems to be talking really good about this. You meet yourself here. You understand yourself here. You get to grow from here. There will be growth for you guys, okay? What this isn't is a personal session. A personal session, let's find Egle here, looks like this. Where are you? It looks like this. It's a completely different shape. Let's go Egle and Don. It's a completely different shape. Like I'm looking at all of your numbers individually, every single piece of them. So when I'm talking about a certain number, like let's say, let's see if I can find one here. Nicole. Okay, so let's say Nicole has, look, she's got no 8s in here. But then I look at Nicolette or Back or Nicole individually, and I start to see some of those numbers are in there. It's uncommon, it's not on average, that I meet someone who's missing a number. You most likely got it somewhere else. It's just that we don't see that in a group session because we're not diving that far into your closet. When we look at personal, we will. And just so you guys know, if you guys do decide to work with me and you guys want to work one-on-one, I'm going to subtract the price you paid today to work with me privately. So it'll be as if you didn't pay for this session. If you want to work with me one-on-one, that's fine. Some of you will not need to. But in case you have, I don't want to have this feeling where it's like, oh, he's just going to take more and more and more money from me. I get it. My time is expensive. But not everybody needs a one-on-one. Some of you guys are going to want to fill out the full story. I would absolutely appreciate it if you did. But I want to pay it forward into your business because one day, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road, you're going to have 15, 20 people. And you'll be like, Bobby, let's go. You're going to do this for my team, right? And we're going to absolutely rock this. Some of my guys do this every few months when the next legion of people come in. And these are the ones with the big businesses. There's something in common with the people who work with me over and over and over again are the ones who continuously build their business. So keep that in mind. There are a bunch of coaches out there to work with, guys. If you feel more aligned with someone else, and this was our only passing, hey, I hope that I can absolutely set you up for success, and you don't need anything else. You're going to get a name. You're going to get clarity. You get understanding. We're going to get you a report, like an instruction manual about you. That's literally all you. And it's also going to have a calendar that you can plan stuff with. I would suggest you print it out, that you read it every day. You give it to your spouse. You let them read it. I'm also going to give you guys some free goodies. So after the session's done, if at some point you want to take a picture of the screen or your screenshot, or you post it to your social media, if you do a go live, if you film me a small 1 to 2 minute video, I'm going to either extend your session if you want to work with me. I will give you a report for someone else. And those are like free gifts that you can keep giving forward. Helps my marketing, helps my moving forward to other people. And I would really appreciate that. If you don't have anything nice to say, then please don't post it. No, I'm just kidding. But if you do feel like you want to share that with others, I would absolutely love and appreciate you guys for it. Okay, so what we're going to do is part 1, we're going to look at your names and we're going to read your chart. Part 2 remains to be written. We're all going to pick names. Some of them are going to be fun and fast, super quick, easy, independent. Some of them are going to be slow and steady, philosophical, doctor style vibes, very it's all good. I'm going to plan this properly. And then we have the mastery names, which everybody wants to go into. And then we have like global visionary, which are really, really like big challenging names. Like Rolandus is going to feel this because he's naturally a 988. So we see his numbers like, oh, why am I in the black? It's because you got a really powerful thing going on. And we'll talk about this. This either shows up as a severe challenge to promote you or a severe challenge to destroy you. This is a promote you severe challenge, okay? Sometimes I see massive levels of challenge that are not working for us, but I can imagine how frustrating it must be to be Rolandus because he's a really smart cookie and then the birth path doesn't want to say anything. So you get a chance to pick this guy's brain and it will serve you very well in life. He got to get his own voice back. And this is what we're going to do, especially you're looking at a name like Rolandus P. We're going to go through this. We're going to go through this line by line, okay? So, and what I really want to do is I actually want to start with the definitions of the numbers. So if you guys see some of this in yours, you get immediate alignment to what this means. You may see something or hear something that I say that you don't see immediately. It's because it's somewhere deeper in your chart, okay? So when we talk about the number 1, I'm going to pull this open just so I can see all of my numbers here. And when we look at the number 1, we're looking at junior numbers here. Okay, so these are like the first row. Like we're going to travel up the mountain. The first row of numbers are all sorted with the self, or they're sorted in the present. They sort for right now. They're immediate numbers. So we have Nicolette to Life Path 1. We have Rolandus P's business is a 1. And just so we can read these numbers properly, guys, it's vowels plus consonants equals the total. So if I take your Gita Blazite, I'm hoping I'm gonna butcher all of your names today, just so everybody knows. Poor Jason Marque Wuite. I don't even know how to say that thing. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about how these numbers show up, and in this case, the 1 shows up with vowels. The life path shows up in 1 in Nicolette. Jason's consonants in his name show up with 1. Rolandus P, the consonant or the total of all of these letters equal to 1. So this is where it shows up inside of some of your charts, okay? We even have Egle's name when she was born. I'm not going to do that again. Something, okay? So we're going to have a value in here of 1, that shows up as a leader, an independence, a power, an assertive. This is the alpha, the leader. Okay, so we like that Egle's got it. She's also got it in the middle of her chart, born on the 28th. So we know that for first things first, you guys are linked in with good leadership. She's got vision. She has clarity. She wants to stand up for herself. But before we got a chance to speak or to do her work, it was almost like a challenge to do that, okay? Like it was like, I can't quite find that. I want that. I know I got that, but I can't quite find it. Your Gita, on the other hand, has it in power. We like that. It's a powerful. Nicolette has it in power. Okay, Nicole. Jason is having a struggle with the number 1 because it's trapped between 2 numbers that don't allow it to express itself. So we've probably got inside, and we look at further into his numbers, Jay's got a situation where he's a lot better or a lot more powerful than he will give himself credit for. He's very modest, okay, and super hardworking. Like it's almost a challenge to see your own strength and your own power. Loving guy, great friend, awesome stuff. But when we look at the negative 1, it's like, let's do this with a blindfold on, and let's not be able to see our own reflection in the mirror. So we have the 1 showing up in power, assertive, leader, independent. I don't care what you think. I'm going to do it anyway. And then we have it on the negative side, could be struggling to fight for the self, ego, challenge, doesn't see itself, doesn't acknowledge or recognize itself. So it shows up in red, it's not a good look if you have the 1. If it shows up in green or purple or as a life path, you're good. Nicole as well, leader. There's a value of independence. But then we see quickly that she needs to make everyone like her. So this is a challenge to think, oh my God, I want to stand up for myself, but at the same time, I always have to help everybody feel good about themselves too. So we really want to pay attention to this as we go forward. Like approval rating is high for you, okay? We're gonna line by line this in a second. Number 2, who's got it? Eric's got it, okay? Who else has got it? Rolandis was born on the 2nd. We also see there, Nicolette has it inside of her original name. Eric has also got it in his name. Rolandis, we see it in the negative. Jay, we see it in the negative. And yes, okay, cool. And then we also see it in the positive, and Galina, who's not here, she's got it in the 11. So this is a really cool name. Let's just break it down into its basic side, so it's not like, how come she's got so much stuff going on in there? Mastery numbers, 11 and 22, show up as 2 and 4 when we reduce them. So we're looking at 2s. I'm a life path 11, so it also makes me a life path 2. This is partners, coaches, people who are your good friends. They want to do things for others. They want to make a relationship or a partnership. They're good people to work with, and they absolutely can commit and connect to an idea. They're good to talk to. They'll help you with it. They're going to do this together with you. So we see this inside of our chart. When it's negative or challenging, it can almost be that we make the wrong partnerships with the wrong ideas. If it's in its power, we show up as a value that says, I'm going to help you get to the next stage in your life. No worries. Let's do this. I care more about you than I care about myself. That's a good and a bad thing, right? We have to care about ourselves, but the reality is that sometimes we just sacrifice for other people. Like we just want to, like for me, I was like up at 3 a.m. last night doing a call. I'm like, no worries. It doesn't matter. I'll be there. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, whatever it takes. And this is the value of the 2 that shows up. Eric knows what I'm talking about. He's still here. Like you're in this 20, like from 0 to 27 years old, you're going to be ruled under your month. From 27 to 55, you're going to be ruled under your day. And from 55 onward, the influence of your year shows up. That's why these numbers look similar. And so it was good to rearrange some of them because I wrote them in the wrong format. But totally, they're still the same number. It's just 5 plus 1 is the same thing as 1 plus 5. So we know that that's there, okay? What we're looking at is that value to think, where are you right now? Okay, so we'll line by line this a little bit more. But the 2, great friends. We absolutely appreciate these people. They're there for us. We're there for them. And we think more about themselves, about them than we do ourselves. The 1 thinks about itself more than it thinks about others in certain places. Unless you're like Jason, and in which case it's like he doesn't see himself because there's a lot of power for everyone else. But then when it comes to him, it's selfish. I wouldn't do that. So we see the number 3. And if I'm like super off, it's because there's more numbers in your chart that need to be uncovered, okay, guys? So we look at the number 3. This is the only life path 3 we have is Egle, okay? Then we see Nicolette's got 1, Eric's got 1, Yurgita Silaskenye has got 1, Eric's got another 1. So there's 3s inside of your charts that are sporadic. They're not like everywhere, which basically I'm not going to take a look at the whole vibe. I'm just going to say if you have a 3, this is the part of you that wants to stay young. This is the part of you that wants to have fun, that doesn't want to take things too seriously. Like December and 1992, Nicole's going to have a fun-loving version to her that's very sweet. And that feeling of like, oh, it's all good. This is people pleaser, wants everyone to be happy, and wants to just scoot its own problems off the table and doesn't want to have to deal with itself because that's scary. We're like, I just want to keep things in the safe zone. So I'm not going to, and then the same thing with Jason as well, born in March. We have a lovely feeling that this guy got a chance to be a kid. Got a chance to have fun. And this is a great place to show up as a kid in the first number. Not so easy of a number to show up in the middle. No one has it. And it's fun to show up in the total. And also for Nicolette going into 1992, when you're 55, you just don't get older. You just want to stay young. And it'll happen for a while that you're not actually getting older. The 3 is like, doesn't age. So Galina's going to go into the 3 when she's older. Same with Nicolette. Jason paused on aging for the first 27 years of her life. But we see artists, creators, dancers, singers, writers, poets. people with tattoos, people who like to dress up, doll up. They want to look good. They hate getting a rip on their shirt, stain on their shirt. They just want to keep things nice and orderly. This a feeling of looking good, you feel good. When you look good, you feel good. The 3, right? Loving. Now we see the 4. Eric is a 4. Who else? You got anybody go 4? Your Gita's born on the 13th. That's a 4. I've got a 4 year because I'm born in 1984. And then we see it showing up in your names. We have Jason with a -4, works way too hard. Way too hard. Jason just doesn't know when to stop. He's just a really hard-working machine. And then we also have Galena also having a balanced 4. So it's a safe bet. Galena's a safe bet. I'm going to talk to you like you're here. You're watching the replay. So I know that this woman is going to be super steady, super calm. The 4 shows up with balance. But for the rest of us, it may not, or it doesn't really. And then Nicole, life power, it's going to be a difficult vibration. You're going to get there, but like on the last day, you're like, I'm tired. You're like, don't worry, you still made it. You're like, oh, finally. And then it's not going to be what we want. It's going to be slow and steady wins the race, and by the end of it, you're done. So we see the 4 is practical, analytical, data-driven, wants to know everything, super skeptical. That feeling of like, how did you get that? Where did that come from? Show me the details. They're not afraid to take every single thing line by line and be very patient and meticulous with their methods. Systemized, order-driven, order process. This feeling of wants to go in the right direction at the right time. So we look at a name, like in this case, I'm going to pick on Jason for this. Super structured, lack of ego, and then the 5 we talk about in a second is doesn't stop. So we have a feeling in there that's going to think this guy is really practical and there's no end. It's like a car with no brakes on it. It's a really good car, but it's got no brakes on it. So we're going to see that inside of your name. Okay, we'll look at that a little bit further when we get in there. And then we have structure and discipline. This can get really irritating when people don't know what the hell they're doing. The 4 wakes up and it's like, it's not that hard. Like just be there on time and take notes and do what the coach tells you. And then there's this, oh, I don't know, but my feelings and this and that. And the 4s are just like, oh God, like just relax. Okay, just get it together. And so this can be tough for Eric because he's a life path 4 to be patient for everyone else because his feeling is like, look, I know my shit and I'm absolutely going to take care of it. We like to see these people working really hard, but sometimes they make it work too hard. So this could be a reason why some people are like, I need to upgrade my mindset or I need to like, get out of that feeling of I'm not good enough or I can't do it. Because if you got a 4 in your chart, it's the analytical brain. And guess what? You haven't done business before, most of you, some of you, pieces of you, that doesn't have an experience. And the 4 needs to learn stuff in order to have a stake in the claim. So we want to make sure that the 4 gets a chance to learn things because now suddenly you're supposed to talk about this freedom lifestyle business and you're like not that CEO yet. You're still in movement to CEO and you're not there yet. And you're like, shit, I don't know what to say. My content is incongruent because I need to have authenticity. And I don't because I'm not making the money yet. So it's going to make me lazy or feeling disconnected or feeling like I can't do this. And it's going to make me feel scared because I want to quit. Who said that? Someone said that. They're like, I quit when I try things that I can't figure it out because I have no basis of factual understanding inside of here. So we have to go easy on ourselves when we see those numbers. We like the fact that you create foundation, but we're also worried about that situation where we're like, shoot, is this stopping me from the higher levels of wealth? We look at down here and we thought we're outside of the junior numbers now. 3 was the entry point into love. 4 turns into the entry point of money. So it's a good number for leadership, but it says time equals money. And we're like, oh, that sounds like a job. Yes, it does. And that's the reason why we're like, well, maybe that might be a bit of a challenge, especially if you want to do business. But if you want to build a really big business, you got to treat it like you're the most perfect employee in your business. You got to show up. You got to do the meticulous and the tedious stuff and get all that stuff happening. So in case you guys go to tokenrock.com, let's say you're dealing with your lead and you get their birthday and you're like, oh my God, I need to know what numbers showing up in there. The super, super powerful people are going to probably want to come to, some people come to you or list their leads and like, this is who I'm talking to. And I'll teach you guys how to talk to them. You may see a 4. You're not going to be afraid to show them the big details. Another site that I use, I'll just copy and paste these in here. Where is it? LifePath? Oh, right here. NamePath. This one I'm making my own. Okay, so right now I feel like, oh my God, why am I giving someone else's sites away? This is for your name. Okay, so if I take, what is it? I take the name, Bobby, and I have to go to Pythagorean, and then I have to go calculate, and it should be 6 vowels, right? 4 for consonants, and then the total is should be 1. So it looks really weird right now. Y is a consonant. So 6, 4, 1, and calculate. Yeah, this is I'm not sure if I really I put 1 extra B in there. That's why. So 6, 4, 1. So I get a chance to see the vowels show up here, the consonants show up here, and then the total shows up as this. So it's like B, 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 Y, 6, O. So this is how it shows up in my calculation, and then I add it here. So let's take a look. Jason Mark White, okay? And then we'll do it again. And let's see, he was a lead on my page. So we go Jason Mark White. And I go calculate, make sure it's there, 4, 1, 5. Okay, good. So it's working. It's in Pythagorean. Okay, that's the the numerology that I use, not Chaldean. Chaldean should probably show up a little differently, but we're not going there. Okay, so these are some sites I use for names, and then the other one I use for life path is here. Okay, just in case you guys want to do rudimentary calculations on yourself, I would absolutely say do not go changing people's names. It's nice enough to read it, but it's probably not easy enough to go and change it around. So we have the 4, like data driven. That's why I wanted to show it. It wants to know the process. It wants to know the details underneath. And this is time is money. So it's hard. It's the hard road. Then like the industrial road. Then we see the 5. This is warrior, traveler, adventurer. Who has these? Jason Mark White. Again, Eric. Again. Okay, now Egle is going to do a lot of traveling in the past. Galina has a really strong part of her that grew up that way. These are the feisty people. Like, they're passionate. They'll run from the seat of their passion, shoot from the seat of their passion. There's value in here that says, I'm going to fight for this. I absolutely want to make this happen. I'm going to stand up for other people. Your Gita's got it in the best place because it's balanced. Everyone else is probably dealing with the underside of the 5, which can be 5, 6, 2s, 6, 5, 2s, 4, 1, 5s, 2, 3, 5s, 7, 7, 5s. I fight myself. The fight goes inward. I'm not good enough. I don't like me. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too tall. I'm too broke. I can't make money. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so stupid. That 5 just wants to attack the self, and then someone else wants to get involved, and then you start fighting them so easily. So poor husbands and wives and brothers and sisters, family, parents that get caught with these numbers, they basically like, I'll tell you what I think. That feeling is like, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to be blunt here. And if you have to say, I'm sorry, I got to be honest, but you're going to hurt someone with that. All right. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, you can't just tell the truth. You have to connect to that in a loving way to actually connect it. Otherwise, you're just out there being like I didn't want to say the word, but the reality is that 5 is going to fight for what it believes in, fight for others, or fight itself. Or if it's like linked up inside of Jason's number, it's going to work and never stop. The 5 always wants to keep going. So if you've got 5s in your chart and you're wondering how you deal with that anxiety, get up and go for a walk. Go for a run, scream into a pillow, break something, hopefully something that can be broken. But go out there and do something. Get into sports, professional fighting, whatever, martial arts, taekwondo, kickboxing, or just go and get a bike, okay? And like literally move. It's the best way to actually get the oxygen flowing into your head. Some others of us will want to sit down and do this. But the 5 is the one that can't sit down. I need to stand. I need to keep moving. There are no life path 5s in here. Then we get it, but name path 5s, we have 2 of them. Eric as well, okay? But then we have the number 6. These are the intermediate numbers, and this is the house of intermediate. The 6 shows up as the most balanced number of them all. Okay, Jason, now this is your life path. Okay, we also have a born on the 6th with Eric, born in June, myself and Egle, born in June, your Gita. We have 6s, balanced name for your Gita as well. And then we see a bunch of 6s that are imbalanced. So this will be the fun one. The balance of the 6 is to keep everybody happy except for yourself. So take care of everyone else, but not take care of you. So don't worry about me. And Jason's got even worse because the -1 is like, I don't even see me anyway. Jay White is like, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to take care of others. This is a great guy to go drinking with because he's going to pay for the bill. He's gonna, oh no, don't worry about it. It's all good. Don't worry, man. I got you. I'm like, bro, you're the best. And I love having friends like this. You're a great friend. You're awesome to everybody. But when it comes to yourself, you're like, and it's like, I'm not good enough, or why don't I do this? Or I'm so, oh shoot, he's never gonna pay me back, is he? It's like, no, it's not. And a feeling wants to take advantage of itself for the sake of everyone else. Super loyal in relationships, powerful level of communication. When people with the 6, they open their mouths, especially like Eric, is a feeling of purpose in his communication. He's not going to say anything unless, there's a power inside of what he feels. Same thing with Jay as well. These feelings of June babies, we're all super romantic when we're young. Like, I want to be in love. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids one day. Like, that's our preoccupying thought. Then we see December and March, and they're like, ugh, I got too much stuff to do. I don't want to do that right now because the 6 isn't there yet. The 6 is like somewhere like, in the other part. Like Jason will probably be like, yeah, I'm not there yet, but I want to be. I will be one day. But right now I just want to be a kid. I want to have fun. So this is the 6. It's wonderful for communication. I use it everywhere. I have it in my name. It's powerful. I gave my son this number. It's balanced. It's good. It's leader. It's king. It's queen. It's the balance and the longevity and the generational wealth. So in case people, yeah, there you go. Egley's got it in the middle of her name now. This feeling is like, I want long term. I don't want to just have this for today. I'm going to be here tomorrow. I want to have something that's going to last. I'm not just going to quickly do this mucka business and that's it. I want this thing to keep growing so my kids have something when they're ready for it. So we like the 6. The most difficult part of this is when it shows up in the negative. And if you see a red 6 anywhere, this is you. It's a lack of self-love where everyone gets the best of you and you don't. And that sucks. And I know what that felt like, being a puppy dog boyfriend. I'm just going to follow my girlfriends no matter where they kick me. And this feeling of me, oh no, I believe in her. And my friend's like, dude, she doesn't deserve you. You've got like a next level loyalty. And this chick is such a, this and that. And I'm like, how dare you? I'm defending her honor when really she's not even defending mine. And this is where I was the first 27 years of my life. This is June, okay? So we have this 6, wonderful number, but it has its price to pay. They all do. We're starting to figure this out. We go into the 7, and we see Rolandis. This is affecting you in a very, very large way. Jason also has this in the middle of his chart, but it's not as difficult. This is the reflective, the intuitive, the power, and Nicole back. Like, this is affecting you in a really large way as well. That thing that you see, the intuitive, the philosophical, the deeper part of you. Like, you may not want to say very much, but if we can get you talking about something that's like super powerful, you're going to light up and you'll be like, man, this is awesome stuff. Like, nobody says this stuff anymore. Nobody talks about this deep stuff. This is so intriguing. This is so, I feel like I'm in this mystery school of knowledge here. The 7 is super intuitive. There's like a wonderful feeling inside of there that says, and it's funny, you go to the casinos, the 777s or the jackpots, right? Because it's infinite. This 7 says, look, I know what you're thinking. A 7 says, I'm in your head. And so we see these 7s showing up everywhere, this feeling of quiet nature. So Roland is like the smartest kid who doesn't open his mouth. He's just not going to say anything. And yet he knows everything. And that's like a huge frustration to think that, man, this guy's got like universal global vision power, the top 2 numbers, 9 and 8, and another 8. And then the 7 is like, I don't need anything. I don't need for anything. I don't need to, everything is already there. And I'm just going to be relaxed. And that's like, man, that's a challenge to have the most powerful name you can. And then the most quiet, intuitive, spiritual name that's out there, or birthday. So we're looking at this 7. We can see through time. We can see stuff that hasn't happened yet, but then we didn't say it. And then you see that, you're like, oh, it was my idea. I totally should have done something about that. And hindsight's 2020. It's like, man, I was totally going to invent Google. I swear to God, I was going to invent Facebook. I could see it before the crowd, and I didn't do anything about it. Like premonitions, you're driving and it hits you, and you're like, whoa. And this is where we want to balance out that communication, okay? Then we look at the 8. This is the other player on the block. This is your money equals more money vibe. This is magnetism towards wealth. We have an 8. We have an 8. Do I see 8s in Nicole like power? I do. Jay, there's probably somewhere else in there. I hope that you have it. Galina's got no 8s yet I can see, but it's probably in there somewhere. Same with Eric. Okay, we don't have it yet. Egle's got it now. I had it in a negative. Now I've got it in a positive. So the positive sides of the 8 are business-minded, CEO. I want to create a value of this. I want my words to inspire others. So Rolandus is going to be our token 8. Okay, because this guy's got this is the number that Balazs took when he put the W in there. This is the number that Matthew Tyler Guy Jang was born with. This is the really big powerhouse that wants to have something powerful done in this world. Your vision is for the planet. It's not just for you. This can disconnect you and make you a really strong ass in case someone wants to make you emotional or they want to get your feelings out. You'd be like, I got no time for that. And it's not like you're just a think tank. This is a powerful level of intuition and business and thought, and not the value of, oh my God, I love and feel and give me a hug. This is the feeling of let's make money together. That's what turns me on and makes me happy. That 8 wants to be in power. And I really hope that you find it and you were expressing it, because this is that for me. I'm like, oh man, that's a really good looking number, bro. And it makes me feel really powerful. I love working with bigger numbers because, and not to say any of the smaller numbers of us, but the higher number you get, the more you want to do in life. And then the negative side of this, disassociation from the self, negative addictions. We put this with a 5 or a 3 somewhere. The 8 can, in the negative, 955 or 933 or something like that, to 235, or the 5s, the 3s, and the 9s, or the 8s. When they get together imbalanced, this can turn into too much drinking, too much smoking, too much fun, too much video games, too much sex, too much this, too much that, not enough, focus on themselves because they've resigned from their intelligence. They're like, look, I'm too smart for this. I just got to dumb myself down a little bit. But these are our powerful people. Okay, this is the reason why I learned in numerology, because this was the business number. This was the one that everybody wants to have. So you'll notice that inside of my name options, most of them include 8s, if not 8s and 6s. This should be every single one has either an 8 or a 6, and some of the bigger ones have them both. Okay, so we see that these numbers are showing up in there. Otherwise, it's a balance between the 6s or the 8s, that you can choose one or the other and add some of your character in there. But if you want to go to the big tanks, you're looking at 8s, 6s are in most of them, okay? Otherwise, the 9. We get into the 9. This is going to be Galina, your Gita. These are also Rolandus you have this year as well. And then we also see this in Nicole B, life coaching. Where else do we see this? Galina M, online entrepreneur. We also see this, and that's it. The 9 shows up as the value of infinite love. So we had baby love, we had mama love, and we have got grandmother love here, triple hearts. So we see the 9s, we see people who are going to be oh so concerned with the world. They want to help others. They want to do things for the bigger feel. The opposite of ego, it's the humanity and philanthropy of it all, okay? So we see 9s in the chart, and we see someone who wants to help other people. Nicole B, life coaching, it's good. It just won't make you money. And that's tough, because it's like, I want to help people. I'm going to help people. Oh, yes, you will. But then you're going to be like, oh, don't worry about paying me, or let me do this for you, or it's all good, or no big deal. There's no value for wealth in here. It's like, and this is challenging because you want to be a life coach. And that's great. Everybody wants to. I consider myself a life coach. I consider myself a strategist, an influencer, a numerologist. I come up with solution artists, whatever, spiritual diagnostics. Come up with a bunch of different cool names. Doesn't matter. You're in sales. You're selling someone on why their value of who they are is going to help them be successful. So if you're working with someone, you got to be able to point their stuff out. If you really want to take life coaching seriously, get your NLP, get your numerology, get your hypnotherapy. These are courses that you'll want to take inside of life. Some people are like, yeah, I want to work with you. I usually charge $26.99 to teach this stuff over 4 days. In case any of you guys want to be a part of that, it's only going to be $222, okay? I'm putting a group together. But that's the only time you'll hear me say it. Some people are like, why is he selling me a $2,000 package right now? I want to help you make $2,000 a day. Anybody out there want to make 60 grand a month? Anybody out there want to close a trifecta every single day at 8 points? Doing a quad daily quads. Let's do this, guys. That'll be such. Oh man, that's a lot of money. That's 4,000 times 30, 120 grand a month. Is that right? Did I do that math right? this feeling is really, really powerful inside of there. Okay, I just want to make sure that I did that because I don't want to continue unless I did. So $4,000 times 30 days, 100. That's like that's multimillionaire. Okay, and people are doing this, and you don't do it all by yourself. So, you're at 8 points. You got a team of 14, 20 people. They're each putting in stuff. Suddenly you get stuff happening. It's $4,000, $3,000, $2,000. Come see me in 3 years. All you CEOs, you're going to absolutely be there. Okay. Like, don't give up. Please don't give up. 90% of businesses fail. 9 out of 10 people fail. Don't be in that respect. The fact that you're here puts you in the 10%. This information is held by the 1%ers. Like, they know this. The Wall Streets, the Illuminatis, the people who are in the top end, like the financial industry, they all understand this, and they're like, you don't touch it. It's the devil's stuff, like don't you go into certain religions and they're like, oh, blasphemy, because there's a reason why all of those people use it is because there's an understanding of the universe in here. I hate to be finding someone who's super spiritual or super religious. This is the apple of knowledge. And there's an ignorance of humanity that needs to stay. Don't touch it. Don't do that. Don't bite the apple, Eve. Just go out there, live your life, and be like a happy little thing. And then there are some of us who are like, I'm gonna learn the power of the gods. And in the beginning, it was the word, and the word was good. This is spelling. There's a reason why spelling is also considered a spell. You're spelling words. You're saying magic. You're speaking energy into the planet. It's now measured as a planet. Energy is a currency, is a current. Right? It's an energy. Same with money. They just didn't have the computers back then. Back then, computers were ledgers. Now it's not even a physical piece. It's an electronic number of actual electricity that measures your wealth. This is what the 8's all about. Law of attraction. Make my word speak power. I want what's the CEO supposed to do? Supposed to do the rah-rah and the everybody, let's go, let's do this. And I know that your CEOs are like this. The people inside of your groups, I know them. This feeling shows up to think that these people want to create powerful components within their group. And you are all of that now, like, especially after we look at this. Some of you are going to be like, dude, it's not all about the money for me. And that's fine. You ask Bobby, it's about the love and the spirituality, and I want to big my family up, and I want to have family and community, and it's not all about the money, but I'm still going to multi-millions. I'm still going to speak across the world. I'm still going to write my books. I'm still going to have my retreats and my courses. I'm still going to be a multi-millionaire because I have the 988 inside of my original name. So for anyone who's like, oh, he's got a crazy name too, Balwan Francisco. I'm half Indian. I'm half Spanish. It sounds like a curry taco, but this number here shows up as a 988. So you know that deeper on the inside, I got that wizard-like mentality. Me and Rolandis will catch him years later, bro. That feeling knows that I want to do something big, but right now I want to raise my family. I don't want to leave my family behind. I want to have love as well as money. It's very powerful for me to get into that. So this is something to consider. These are the numbers. Some of you guys, Galina, have 11s and 22s. 11 stands for angel. 22 stands for master engineer. It's basically a nice way of saying that there are components that like you don't just get 8. Like if you add all of the letters together, it comes up with a bigger number, and then that goes into 8. So there are duplicating numbers, repeating numbers, numbers that show up. Like Rolanda's got 777s. There's a jackpot right there. I've got double 1s, double 2s. Double 2s in Nicole B life coaching, double 7s in Nicole back, okay? The double 8s in Rolanda's numbers. So there's a value in mastery that appreciates when we have that higher level of consciousness where we're dealing with real world stuff and we want to get past ourselves to actually help other people through it. So this is the chart. These are the colors. Now let's paint them. Any questions, any comments, anybody have any revelations? Anyone need to say anything before we get going? Just go ahead and interrupt me. 3, 2, 1. We're going to keep going. Sorry, anyone? Yep, cool. Going, gone. Now let's take a look one at a time. Now, if you want to unmute yourself for this, you can. I would love it and appreciate it. We're doing really good for time here. If you guys paid special attention to everyone as they come up to the stage, because this is you in another form. We are all one. The universe is reflecting itself in a bunch of different areas. And when we look at the 1 in your Gita, we're seeing the 1 in Nicolette. When we're looking at the 1 in your Gita, we're seeing the 1 in Eglay's numbers as well. So you're going to get some value from this, whether you like it or not, but you're going to also lend your energy to the growth of the person in front. We're all, like, imagine trying to lift a car by yourself. Probably not going to work. Bad example. Let's lift a couch by ourselves. Now let's take all 7 of us, 8 of us here, and let's lift that couch again. Now suddenly the weight is lifted, and it's going to be so much easier. Your Gita's been lifting her couch by herself her whole life. And now what we're about to do is we're about to white power all over this. So your Gita, we're going to see this, and I get it, you're no longer Blazite, so there's going to be parts of this that we don't actually, I guess this is it. If you don't have a middle name, then if you went from Blazite to Zelenskian, okay, so we're going to see this feeling showing up in there, and one more time, appreciative that you guys go easy on me for the pronunciation of this, okay? So we're going to see the first version of you is going to be Life Path 9. Giant heart, like you care a lot, and you absolutely want to take care of everyone. This isn't about the money for you, all about the money. Obviously, it is a little bit, but there's a value inside of you being a humanitarian. Cares about animals, cares about other kids, cares about your family, absolutely wants to be there for the whole planet. This is a overwhelm of emotion, be very emotional. And just in case you go into a deeper part, you may just need to disconnect from people. A 9, you'll find, also Galina, we're going to talk about here in a second, may need to get away from people because they're energetically sensitive to them. Okay, you may be taking on their energy when you're around them. When we look at the first part of your life, it says family, love, long-term love, mature. Off the bat, we have a 9/6. This shows up right here, 6/9, 9/6. This is Queen or King vibration. I got some guys here, so we're going to put King here. So we got King and Queen vibration, 9/6. This value shows up for the first 27 years of your life. We see that you're going to be very loving and very forward thinking. This is a mature young girl and definitely has big ambitions. Then we see from 27 to 55, you enter the plateau of being an adult. And this is the value for you to work really hard. 4/9 will work till no end. Very loyal, super practical, absolutely wants to get everything done with that tedious level. 9/4 is a problematic number because you will give all of your heart out and you will work and leave it all on the table. And absolutely, you're going to be very technical and detail oriented. Then we take a look at where you're going. So right now we had super loving heart, balance between love and money, lowering on the love. Now it's more about the practical, hardworking nature. And then it boosts back in 15, 20 years into that vibration that says, look, 15 years. It says, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have my money in order. We have an 8 and a 9. Those are big numbers. You got a big ambition. Okay, we got to take you up here. This may be tough to do this with this letter because of the fact that there's a 5 and a 7 and a 3. I won't be able to get you to an 8, 9 very easily. But at the same time, you may want to balance this out as well. So what we're looking at is this is the same name you have for business, but it's just got a number 8 in it. It's the same spelling, but it's got a number 8 in it. So it kind of mucks things up a bit when you're talking. But this isn't what your business name looks like. That's your handle. That's your username, right? Your actual business page name looks like this. And so what we want to do, is that what it looks like, or does it look like something else?
Yeah, like this.
So when I go to your page, this is the username, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if you want to take the 8 out, you can, and then you'd still have to add something in there. We could talk about numbers to add in. If you wanted to keep the 8, and let's talk about this one first. This is the title for your personal page. This is the title for your business page. This is the title that shows up. Do you have a middle name? No.
No.
This is the thing that shows up everywhere. There's a fighter. There's a quiet sense of self that doesn't speak up for itself. And then there's a princess that wants to grow up. And this is what you happened to through marriage. You lost your balance because at the beginning, powerful leader, independent, the fighter and the lover work together. But now it's all about having to please other people. I fight myself more than I want to, or people I don't want to argue with me. This is like that fiery European woman that we know. This feeling of like, look, she's going to be super sweet, but you don't get it twisted. She will cut you. And that 5 is absolutely going to be very powerful. Okay. Travel lots, but keeps a lot of things in. May not speak up for themselves the way you want to. Communication is challenged here. So what we want to do is we want to add the letter. If we're going to make this easy on you, we would add the letter U, or we add the letter, what would you do? C or L, or you could add the letter E, or you could add the letter N or W. Okay, so we'll take you on a tour. This one brings you back to who you were. 516156, okay? Passionate woman, independent, cares about her family. I'm just gonna open this up a little bit more so I can see it. Okay, let's do this. Cool. So, passionate, independent, woman on fire. Absolutely, this is the let's go and let's run. I don't need to you know, like worry about too much stuff. I'm not gonna think about too much. This is who you were, but you're also in a 4, and the stability here, this may be a bit anxious for you. Then this is a little bit more fun because now it shows up with the 3 again, with the 5 and the 8. So now it shows up as a fast and fun. Let's do this. I don't need to think about stuff. I'm just going to make this happen. I'm going to focus on myself. Let's just have fun. And then there's the other side of you that says, I don't like people. I just want to sit by myself. I just want to be quiet. I just want to like figure this out on my own. Very independent, strong level of leader, strong level of communication, but knows and thinks and knows and thinks. And it's not all about who last one in's a rotten egg. Let's just go jump and skinny dip in the pool. This is like, all right, I got to figure this out. You guys go and have fun. Great. Everyone's gone. Finally, it's quiet. And this is that vibe inside of adding the E. And then we have this one, my personal favorite, because I take it. Okay, so if you see me, I'm like, oh God, you guys got to take this letter. It's because I use this one. It says intuitive, quiet, feeling of reflective, and then powerful in business and balanced for wealth. This thing really, and love, really works, and it's the all-star vibe if you're willing to take that one, okay? If you want to play with something else, and you're like, how come I don't like any of these? It could just be because we're using one of these ones, and that means you have to put 2 letters or come up with another name to put in there. So you could go like use your original last name, and we could figure something else out with that if you want to. But what are you thinking? Does one of these letters poke out to you that feel the most powerful, or do you feel like we haven't found it?
So what about 8 in the middle? Should I leave it or should I take it out?
I would be, if you keep it, you could add another number in here, like 4 or 6, and then it would take care of that. Or we could take this out and just go back to here. Right now we're talking about your actual name. If you want to balance this out, it's just missing one number. I would say it's missing actually adding a number probably wouldn't be the best. Taking it out and moving it around would probably be better. And instead of the 8, you would take the letter U. Would probably be my opinion.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah. So you'll get like this, yeah? With you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it as well.
Cool. Okay, 786, and it feels good. This is like, oh, like I'm no longer fighting myself. I'm no longer pretending like things are okay when they're not. I actually speak for power in communication, power in love, power in business. My forces are coming through, and I love this name. Feels good. Feels real good. You like that? Look at her smiling. I like it. Okay, cool. Right, people can feel it, right? You guys are feeling it, like, huh, interesting. And I say that name, and then suddenly it makes me, feel good about this. And so we like what this looks like. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask one personal question. If I have a feeling, sometimes I feel an energy in my palms, like heat. Does it make something? Does it mean something?
Yeah, if you put it to a little piece of paper, it should turn on fire. You should see the monk who does that.
No, not so strong.
Not that strong. You have to spend a life on the mountains of Tibet in order to get there. But there's a guy who can do like this. I don't know if it's fake or not, but imagine it's real. Yeah. And the thing just goes and starts lighting on fire. And I'm like, woo-hoo-hoo. That's your chi. Just a quick little tiny 30 seconds on this. Your body is a soul. Okay, your body is like you're containing a soul. And then you shake someone's hand, you give someone a hug, or you're gonna use your hands. People do this. Even mine right now are activating because I have my Reiki.
Yeah, mine as well. Yeah.
And it feels like that buzzing feeling, like something's coming out of it.
Yep.
If you were to take an electromagnetic frequency thing, like a heat monitor, the one that shows you the heat, and you were to do this, you would see little waves coming out. These are the nostrils for your soul. You have an energy diagram. It's your auric vibe. It either goes forward or back or left or right or outward or inward. It circulates, it comes out, it goes in. This is an actual moving piece of energy. When you have your hands, you're literally weaving around the energy around. So what I would find, if you guys haven't noticed, I carry crystals with me. I carry gems and stones with me. I absolutely have a bunch of these that I use. And depending on where I am, I want to make sure that they show up. And some bigger than others. I've got a lot of tools that I use that I basically put right in front of me. So I've got a lot of them, okay? It helps me ground some of this energy. It helps me alleviate some of it. But if you don't have your Reiki, I would suggest you do that. And just like move it out, move it over. You can heal with it, and just get into that feeling of moving your energy around and making sure that you if you go into yoga and you go into the Indian stuff, they talk about the mudra positions and the feelings of touching different points on your hand, or touching two of them at the same time, like Spider-Man. There's a reason why they do this for the devil. That feeling is there to think that you're calling in energy. It's about your intention in it. But I would spend time doing things like this and absolutely connecting. And for me, it gets tough to do my pinky. But this is a feeling that you can do. Also, for anybody who likes barbecue, this is rare, this is medium, this is well done, and this is the tenderness of super well done. So in case you're trying to cook your meat, you touch the finger, and then this part of your hand should show you how tender your meat will be in case you cooked it. Okay, so if you touch your pinkies and it's super strong. If you touch this, it's I like it rare. Okay, rare blue. So there's a feeling cool there. But there's energy inside of this that the Chinese have made an entire culture around. Reflexology and the feeling underneath your foot connects to your pineal glands and all that stuff. Same thing with your hand. Be careful with what you do. If you're going to be thinking about stuff in your head about your hands, add a little drain right on your elbow that in case you do absorb energy, that it goes out and away instead of back into you. Okay, that's Reiki training. Just a little quick 30-second crash course. Does that explain stuff, or did that just turn your hands on fire?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. That's why I have to hold stuff, because I know what I'm doing with this. I'm protecting myself. I got little crystal energies everywhere. This one's called Shaman's Dream. So it looks pretty cool, and it's a nice little $60 stone. And I'm cool, great, no worries, let me buy it. I love it. Okay, cool. So if you don't have crystals, great way to balance your energy. It's kind of weird to think about this, but let's go and let's move forward. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Cool. Rolandas, how you doing, my brother?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, are you excited for this or what, my friend?
Of course, I have goosebumps all around my body.
I'm loving this. This guy's a mind reader. Okay, this number 7, you are very wise. You will not tell people what's really going on up here, but you can see everything. And there's a strong level of magnetic power. The 7 stands for divine, intuitive, the throne of God. And then we see this powerful name. You've come into earth and as ascended master. This is not an easy life. If you don't make millions of dollars, you're going to be frustrated. And your birth path is what do I need millions of dollars for? There's the angel and the devil on the shoulder. One side says, I just need to be quiet. The other says, I need to save the world. And there's a connection in here that says we have to balance both of these numbers out. As a very quiet, super reflective child, you also have a sense of loyalty being born on the 2nd. This is going to make you very connected to the people that you keep your circle of friends pretty tight. Okay, not anybody gets into that barbecue. You're going to keep it very nice and small because you're sensitive to lots of people's energy. So I would imagine that disconnecting yourself would be a matter of safety, but it can also be the biggest frustration to have all of these master plans inside of your head and then feel like sometimes you don't know what to say, or sometimes you'd rather just not say anything, or that feeling of lazy or disconnected or quiet can take over. and the 8 is going to get mad at you for it. Like it's going to be like it's itching me in the back of my head to think, oh, like, you know, there's a frustration inside of there. This is a really powerful name. But when we look at Rolandus P, it squeezes back down into the 1. And I have the problem with this, where we want to do business, we end up just disassociating and getting out. I would suggest that we move this back up, or if you want, you could go and take a like a middle name, or like a halfway name to get you there, which would be the value of GP or Y. This is for Rolandus G, P, or Y Petrauskas. So you're Don's brother? Or how do you know, how come you guys have the same last name?
It's a common name in Lithuanian.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's no familial relationship. That's fine. That's fine. So if there's a part of us, it's like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, Rolandus G, Petrauskas. I can feel that because your name is super freaking powerful, that you may not want to mess with this. But also, does it show up like Roland? Do you ever do just that, or does it always Rolandus?
Always Rolandus, yeah.
Okay, so we don't go shorter on that. Yeah, you
are. We can go short. I like Roland.
I like Roland.
Okay, so let's take a peek. Let's take a peek and let's see what you got. So we're gonna do Roland and then Petrauskas, right? We're gonna do here. Ha! That's funny. It's perfectly balanced. You've got, this is like, you're not a regular human being. And this is like, you got an old soul. You're here on a mission, and it can be tough because that's like super spiritual, right? The 7's like, oh my God, this is so true. And the 8 is like, I can't stop this power. But if you go Rolandus Petrauskas, you have a nice, balanced, easy step up to the cliff. It takes one part of your name and the other part of your birth path. It enters in the heart for self-love, the care for you, the ability to actually do what's right for yourself first before you start serving everyone else. And it makes you a lot more loving. And not to say that you're not a great guy, but it could be a bit more like business-minded. And you're leaving a lot of the heart energy open because it's just not present. So in case you're like, this has been hard, I do want to take something a little bit smaller. You could take, like, let's say Roland Petrauskas for your regular page, and then Rolandus Petrauskas for your business page. Or you could just take Roland Petrauskas and actually like have a really nice even name. But there are 3 types of people, guys. There's the one who takes one name and that's it. There's another who takes one name now and another name later. And then there's another person who takes one name for this, one name for that, one name for this. So just in case you want to be one of those people, you can change your mind later and be like, I'm just going to take the new name now. And then later on decide, hey, I want something for the family. And I also want something for the, for the business. Just don't change your name legally. You really don't need to. This is like a wonderful looking name. But what do you think? Do you like Roland Petrauskas? Someone said they liked it.
Me.
Yeah, I like too, but I would like to be natural, let's say. So,
okay. So let's put it this way. If you need to, so are you okay taking this for your business page? Is that okay for a business name?
Yeah.
Okay. This you have to be patient with. There is a big, and of course you're the master of patience here. So I'm just going to quickly say it like this. This will take 5 to 10 years in business. There is such a thing called the 10,000 hour club. You have to spend 10,000 hours on your business, and and like doing the right thing, not just like pretending to do business. You want to spend the next couple of years here, like we're talking about the next decade. If you do this 5 to 10 hours a week, this will take you 10 years. Okay. And to think in 10 years, you're going to be 50, your life is set forever. And that's that feeling inside of there. Or, you could take something that's going to work a little bit faster right now, but it took Balazs 7 years to get where he is today. And he's not done. And the guy's making almost $1 million a month. So you may have the same level of vision to be natural and absolutely accepting your power. But when you talk to people on your business page, you're not talking to the person who's a first-time entrepreneur. You want to talk to the people who are dealing with a time problem, they're dealing with a business problem, they're dealing with a high-level situation, and they're not afraid of their own shadow. You're not going to connect to the person who's like, I just want to quit my job. I get it. Some of us are still there. You are not going to align with those people. You want to have power influence conversations, and that could just take you a little bit, I guess probably not, since that's the name you were born with, but that's the direction you absolutely want to grow into. If you feel that's a bit too tough, take Rolandus down to Roland Petrauskas. You can introduce yourself that way, and that's a little bit easier to connect at the heart level with everyone. But to be fair, the most naturally occurring vibe for you is going to be Rolandus Petrauskas. The fact that you've got 7s here means that Roland Petrauskas is actually not going to be a bad look, because it lets you access some of that deeper consciousness. Any questions?
No, I'm clear.
Cool. I knew he was going to say no, because he's got 7s in there. They're like, I don't know what to say. So it's all good. We don't need to have you say anything if you don't want to. If you do have a comment later, you can message me, or you absolutely can. Okay? All right. Nicolette. Oh, you're very welcome, my friend. It's an absolute honor. This is like, you're like, what are you doing here? Like, why did you come to this planet? Like, you have to really look at yourself in the mirror and answer that question. And like, you came here to change stuff. Like, the CEO movement was like you were calling the universe for something. I noticed that. You guys are all CEO movement. Like, that's the group.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole Back. And then it says Nicolette Back. This is your legal name. And you're still legally a Back?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to quickly point this out. Right as I do this, it's 1:11 my local time. So that's pretty cool.
Something.
That's something. That's really powerful. We got a life path 1. And this means that there's someone, something watching us, guiding us, knocking on the door, being like, oh, it's her time. Okay, let me listen. It could be your spirit family. It could be an actual mother, father, grandparent, somebody you passed. I don't know how far you go into who you've lost or who you are, but that feeling of the 111 for me means there's a spiritual presence that wants to make sure that you're paying attention to what we're saying. As a leader, there is going to be a level of independence. Your life path 1. You walk to the beat of your own drum. There's a side of you that doesn't need any recognition, any approval. You don't care. On the other side, you care way more than you want to. So we're going to see this dual personality here. The one boss woman, and then someone's like, oh, you're so cute. That's so fun. You want to do business, hey? And you're like, no, stop it. I've got power. I know I have power. Listen to me. And then they can't get over it because the 3s in your chart are making you young, sweet, loving, fun, friendly, not serious, no big deal. Let's just go and have some fun. Quickly, let's go. Let's get into some trouble. And this is where the 3s start to show up in your chart. Then Nicolette Back is like, underneath that sweet smile, we have someone who's going to be ready to beat something up. This powerful warrior vision of you is underneath. The ambition, the don't call me sweetheart, the feeling of I'm going to do this. I want to be power. I want to move forward. I don't ever want to stop. This can be tough to get married. Someone wants to be with you. You're like, whoa, relationship, get out of me. And that feeling of may just be like a non-committal. Are you married?
No.
Or do you want to?
Just engaged.
Just engaged. Okay, cool. Are you going to take his last name through marriage?
Probably.
Okay, so you may want to consider lining up a name with him. When are you getting married?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so when that becomes more of a, like, let's set the date, please let me know. Okay, well, let's take a look at your new name. Please let me know. Okay. Right now, if it doesn't, this has a very, like, I don't want to be here vibration. So you, like getting engaged, it's like giving up a piece of your freedom, because these 5s are like, I want to be free. I don't want to commit. I don't want to do that. Whereas now you're probably getting into this stage because you're almost 27, right? You just turned 27 this year.
Pardon?
Did you already turn 27 or you're about to turn 27?
No. I'm about to turn.
See, the 3s are going to move into stability, structure, order, like practical woman. So there's a value that's going to be grown up inside of you that says, look, I'll do the marriage and kids thing. I just needed to wait until I was 28 to do that. I'm not going to do that early because the 3 just probably won't want to, like, you're not that 20-year-old who gets married and has kids at 22 like my dad. The feeling inside of this is to think, look, I'm going to wait. I'm going to enjoy myself a little bit. When I'm ready, I'm going to do this. And here we go. But then we look at Nicole Back. This is a difficult vibe because of the fact that it doesn't communicate the way it wants to. Those double sevens are like trapped underneath quiet, and like, I just don't know what to say. And the voice isn't going to be strong and powerful unless you're fighting for someone else. In which case, then we'll see something in you that nobody sees. And you're like, hey, no, you don't take advantage of my friends. You don't do that. I'm going to fight for my family and fight for people. When it comes to you, they'll be like, oh, it's okay. No worries. And it's like very sweet. But as soon as someone gets in front of your friends, oh my God, this is the Hulk. Like, you don't want to see her angry. Trust me, you don't want to see her angry. The 7 is like, it's okay. Trust me, you're not going to piss me off. It's all good. I can handle a lot. And then suddenly it's like, all right, that's it. And you get up and you want to absolutely do something. This is Nicole back. This is not helping you in business, okay?
Oh, dear.
We had to absolutely fix this. And it's a nice number because if you take the A, can I do it? If you take the A, it goes here. If you take the J or the S, it goes here. All-star vibe connects a lot of those two things. And then it also does the letter U and the letter C or the letter L. This is Nicole back. If you want, we can also do Nicolette back, and we can add a letter there if you want. And if that's the case, you would be, oh, I messed it up.
I can see that.
Do like this, and we're going to do like this. And then I'll just quickly do like this and cover my tracks. So what we'll do is we'll talk about Nicolette back, and then that one would take C or L, or it will take U in to get to the fun and fast. Or it'll take A, and it'll go 4, 2, 6. So you have some choices. These are for Nicolette back, and then these ones are for Nicole back. So does any one of these letters poke out at you more than the other?
A.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay.
But I want to keep the Nicolette.
You do want to keep that?
Yeah, because you said that it's not going to hurt me with the business.
Well, neither of these are going to hurt you with the business now that you put a letter on it. But were you meant to say Nicolette back like this?
Yes.
Okay. Now this one is going to be a very powerful number to get you moving in the right direction and to keep it solid and steady, like you want to leave this behind for your kids one day. Okay? This will work hard. It's a good partner, and this is a great coach. This is someone who wants to help build something for someone and see them successful. This is a good number. This is a really good vibe. And this is like perfect marriage material, like very loyal, super stable, very solid. I communicate, and I absolutely help people get forward. This is good. You like the feeling?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What about this now? We got you gave me 2, so I'm just going to open this up. Nicole Life Power is working way too hard. It does not say power. It says like work really hard. And it's like all my time is going to be put in here. So if I'm going to rebuild this, let's just put Nicolette Life Power. Let's just try it, okay? And we're going to see here. Ha! Look at that. It goes into 988. So in case you wanted to take Nicolette Power and do that, then you speak the same way like Rolandus will speak. That could take some time to build. That's a really heavy vibe, especially from numbers that are coming from the 1, the 3, and the 4. If you're that ambitious, some people are like, you know what, I'm really not. Some people are like, look, I want it. If you do, just be patient. Remember, there's a 10,000 hour club, and during that time, there's a lot of challenge. And as a life path 1, you're like, give it to me. That's the one I want. I want it. It's got the eyes bigger than the stomach. So in case that makes you feel good, it's nicely balanced. It's just going to be one of the more powerful vibrations you can take. But what do you feel? Did we go too far with that?
No. What if we take the Facebook code name as a business name as well?
Like
so
this
like Rolandus has the same.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Yeah. So what do you think about it?
I would appreciate you for doing that. Okay, like you guys taking life coaching or life power or like online entrepreneur. it's a red flag for your audience to feel like that this doesn't make sense. Like someone's going to sell me something. Facebook is about people. So you put your face on there and you let them meet you. Like you wouldn't if I met you at a party, if you were to be like, Nicolette, Life Power, I'd be like, hi, Bobby F. Parenthouse, Spiritual Diagnostics. Like you wouldn't say that. You would tell them in the next sentence, what do you do? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm a life coach. That's more easier to digest than saying it up front as a title. It's like, that's not part of your name.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good?
Yeah, I like this.
I really do too. This makes me feel very safe around you, especially.
Yeah, I thought about this from the beginning. You set up my Facebook code name. I have to have that for the business name as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that doesn't make sense at all.
So
but, I mean, the Nicole Life Power and things like that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, and it's okay. We all do this at the very beginning of our business. But now that it makes sense, we're good. It's going to give you a lot of structure, stability, patience, power, long-term wealth. It builds. And it's like, I built this. I did this too. Like, it's not like everyone else is doing it for you. You're going to have a lot of integrity because your audience is going to absolutely respect the fact that this leader has a floor. She's right there in the front lines working with her family. So we like this, okay? All right.
Cool.
Any other questions?
No, that's all. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. All right, Jay, you're up, my brother. How's it going?
Fine. I'm good. I'm finding all this very interesting.
Powerful. I appreciate you, man. This is powerful. So now here is a man who's in touch with his feelings. Are you married?
No.
Are you? Well, you're going to be married one day though, right?
I'm actually single at the moment.
That's okay. Yeah. And so this 6 is a balance between love and money. So for you to be single, are you okay with that right now?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you okay with that right now? Is that a pressing issue?
No, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Okay, no worries. I just wanted to make sure because there's a balance between love and money that comes in the 6. It's a very loving, caring partner. This is someone who can become very romantic. You're in touch with your feelings. You're not afraid. You're not afraid to talk about that kind of stuff. It will work really well with the opposite sex. So in case you're having a lot of fun, hey, that's not a bad look. But at the same time, you want some things to build. Inside of your business, this shows up as a caring leader that absolutely wants to teach and grow and inspire his family, your business family, okay? So we like this number. Then we see the party boy version of you, 3/6. The one with the sweet smile, the charisma, the fun. The beard's got to look good. He's going to make his hair look nice. And his feeling wants to show up as the artist, the creator, the speaker, the power. And it's fun and charming. You get a lot of girls doing like this to you, okay? They're like, oh. Because this feeling wants to just show up and be very good looking, feeling like appeasing. That shows up as also a wonderful place to have fun and to enjoy. This is a great guy to crack a couple beers with for sure. Because that 3 just wants to have fun. And that 6 is like, you know what, let's make sure you have purposeful communication. And then there's a quiet section of your life that shows up as an intuitive space. The wisdom hits you in your younger year. You went from baby to grandfather to adult eventually one day. So you're in your grandfather vibe right now in that 7 because it's wise, it's deep, it's reflective. It's like, I'm enjoying this. This is interesting. There's a lot of stuff inside of here. That's where that 7 is like, give me more. Like, how do I do this? That 7 wants to know stuff. And it's a very non-linear thinker. So in case you come up to solutions and people are like, how did you get that? You're like, I don't know. That 7 is going to be giving you the vision of the answer. And then we have the feisty version of you, the warrior version of you, the one who will be able to outdrink me in beers, okay? This feeling of the 5 is like, I want to travel. I want to go see the world. I want to, and this is the part that maybe isn't too concerned about the fact that you've got your freedom. Some of the 5 of the 6s and the 3s, like I want to fall in love, I want to be there. But Jason Mark White and also the 5 in your 1985, it seeks its freedom. It doesn't want to get locked down. It doesn't want to feel like I can't do anything with my friends anymore. We want to go out there and take over the world a little bit and actually go and see it and be a part of different cultures and see stuff. So we like it. There's a prince turned warrior. This is like a wonderful feeling. And then we got the vibration of king underneath. So I like these numbers. I liked them. I saw them. I was like, I like this. It made me feel good right away. Okay. And we look at Jason Mark White, and then I feel sorry for you. Like, I don't feel sorry for you, like, oh, poor guy. But in a certain part, I do. I'm like, it's never enough. You're working really hard. You always work harder than you need to. Like, no matter what, like, you just leave it all on the table until absolute exhaustion. And this is, like, hurting us. Now, Nicolette's about to change her red name because she's getting married, so I don't know what it's going to be. But you're probably not changing your name for marriage anytime soon. And the reality is that you're probably, you would be the candidate for a legal name change one day. So if you do want to balance out your full legal name, I would be looking at you adding a J or an S or an A. Okay, so, or you could add in the letter U. This would balance the whole thing out. If we're looking at J White, we have an opportunity here to balance this one out, and I believe you have a natural alignment, the letter M, which would be like really hard to not take this. Like, I can show you a bunch of letters, and if you take anything, you can take the letter D, M, or V, okay? That's one. And then the other one would be F or X or O. This is like the diamond alley right here. Like, you got a lot of powerful choices. You really can't go wrong. But I mean, considering the fact that you have a natural destiny as J.M. White, and no, your parents are going to be like, hey, what the hell's that thing doing there? I would say that this is your power spot. This brings us, and look, 696, life path 6. This brings you into king mode. Like, long-term wealth, long-term power, long-term love, communication, service to the planet, cares about others. Is this where you're feeling it, or do you feel a different letter is more appropriate?
No, I like J.M. White, but when you said, did you say D there for one of them?
You could take D as well.
I like J.D. White.
So like this, J.D. White like this instead. Oh, sorry, like that.
Can't see it.
So it'll be the same letter. So if you wanted to take something like this, then you absolutely would not be messing up with the vibration that your soul is intended to have on a certain level. Like, you got a naturally balanced vibration. Like mine, I take Bobby short for Belmont because obviously, and my middle name F is Francisco. So by squishing my name around a little bit, I have a natural destiny of alignment. Same thing with yours. You could take the D instead of taking the M. It's totally up to you.
Okay. I'll consider it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to consider Jason White with the letter? Do you not really align to that?
I used to call myself Jason on Facebook, but then I'm not keen on Jason. It sounds too I don't know, soft, like old fashioned.
That's okay.
I like JD White.
Okay, so let's consider this. Let it, and we got the 7 again. So to ask you to make a decision right now, put a water gun to your head quickly. Like, don't do that. Like, this guy wants to take some time and meditate over this, feel into it. Absolutely. So what I'll do is I'll take JD White on one side, and then let's take JM White on the other, just so you have some things to consider. And then that way you can sort of feel into it. If you took Jason White and you put a J or an S on there, it would move you right here, Jason J. White, okay? So just in case you wanted to think about something like that and pull you more into the fun side. But I don't want to make you come up to a choice right now, because that 7 wants to sit on this and flavor it for a little while before you actually go and digest it, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Any questions at all?
No, that's fine, honestly.
Sweet. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much
Thank you very much.
your life. And you guys do me a super solid honor. Like, imagine you guys are showing up in life and in business this way. Some of you may go on to change your legal names. Like, holy smokes.
I will.
Yeah, right? Like, weird. Like, well, Nicolette, obviously you're going to do it anyway. But please let me know.
Who knows? You never know.
Yeah, please let me know before you take your husband's last name, okay? Okay. Oh, Galina, how are you? Good, how are you? Okay, great. So great to have you here. I know, right? I'm so sorry. She's gonna hate me for that. Okay, so Galina, we're gonna talk to you in the beyond right now. I get it. You had to be with your family. I hope that everything is okay. We're sending our love. To miss this is an unfortunate reality. I will invite you back to any one of my group sessions. I'm doing one at the end of May. So if you want to be a part of it, you can. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to speak to you like you're here. It just means that you can't speak up for yourself. So as a Life Path 9, you're going to have a very loving, caring heart. This is a big heart. And you're going to be caring more about others than you do about yourself sometimes. And sometimes you beat yourself up a little bit, okay? May means there's a fighter in you, okay? We got that feeling. Does anybody know Galena really well?
No.
That's okay. That's all good. You will by the end of this. But I was hoping that someone could validate this for her. But we have a 9 that shows up as super loving, caring, giving heart, giant heart, cares about others. This is about the impact. So your business does not need to look all about the money. It also shows about the long-term wealth. And then there's a fight going on, the fight for the self, the feeling of wanting to travel, the feeling of wanting to go and do what you got to do for you. Independence is going to be a really powerful piece of the game. I'm assuming that you're not married because that 5 and that 1 are like super independent. But then that Galena Matviv is saying, well, I don't mind getting married. I would like that one day. This is a safe bet. You got a good name, which would make it very, very challenging to change it. You be careful with that. If you get married, you take on a new last name, that could change the way you look and change who you are. I don't know if you've got a middle name or not, but this name makes us feel like this is a balanced name and that it looks good and that we like the vibration of this. This is slow and steady, wins the race. You win the race, you're a good partner, and we like that. Then we look at Galena M, online entrepreneur, and despite having the fact that it says online entrepreneur at the end of it, and I wouldn't use it, it's a really good vibe. So in case you want to keep it, I'm cool. In case you want to add on to it, I would say taking M, N, O. So it would be adding an F or an X, I think. Just going to quickly do this. We're going to go Galena Matt M, or no, let's go online entrepreneur. And we're going to go like this and like this. And so it would be F or X. Yeah, okay. Or you could take the letter O and go up to this direction. And we'll go O, like here. So you could do one or the other. And if we're paying attention, this is like 90 minutes into our session. Okay, so we'll tell her right at an hour and a half mark is where we start talking about her numbers. So just in case she's like, let's speed up to me. I don't want to listen to everyone else. So this is where it would look. Otherwise, I wouldn't change it. This is what numbers I would take in case you want to change. But if you're just going to take Galena M, then we look at, let's do that. We would need a C or an L or a U, but it's not nearly as powerful as what you got going on already. So be careful about changing your name. I would absolutely love it if we got a chance to connect. I'll spend 10 minutes with you one-on-one, no big deal. We'll get through to your numbers. Sound good? Sounds great. Okay, cool. Now, what we'll do is we'll get to Eric. All right, Eric, you with us, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
How's it going, my friend?
Good.
Let's talk about your numbers. Okay, this guy's going to be like a really strong level of balance and connection. This is a strong level of hardworking, and you're going to have a strong spine. Bullshit doesn't go very far with you. Like, you absolutely want to know the details. There's going to be a healthy level of skepticism through this, and I can appreciate that. I've got a 4 in my chart. Bobby has also got a 4 in it. So I'm like, I don't believe you. And I don't mind if some of that shows up. Another part of you does care, and another part of you does believe in stuff. You're like, I don't believe you, but I am interested in learning what's going on. So we look at this 4. Stable, solid, hardworking. This is a solid value of hard work that we get with you, but you need to feel like linear thinking, A, B, C, D. It's not running backwards. This is 1 next to 2, next to 3, wants to keep things in order, at least a certain part of you. There is another part of you that's also chaotic. This is the 5. One part wants to build it up nicely, and then the other part gets frustrated that you didn't do the right thing, and you were like 95% there, just crumble, crash the whole thing, and break it down, and then the frustration and the chaos will ensue. You're going to come up with a business page one day, and what we look at this is to think here. Right now, you're still in your loyalty phase. This is a good friend. You're going to be there when you say you're going to be there. You're absolutely going to be on time. This 2 will run into fire for someone else. And it's that thankless work that you do, okay? You're a solid person to come and say, if someone's like, hey, I need you to help me move, you'll be like, I'm there. I'm going to do that for you, okay? Then we get to the next version of you, which says 6. You're going to make a really good dad, like a really powerful, loving husband. This is a feeling inside of you one day that wants to have discipline for his kids. You're going to grow good kids. You're going to be there with them. You're not going to be afraid to give them the heavy hand, but you will care about them. Absolutely. You're going to give everything to them. We like the 4. We like the 6. We like the 2. This looks like these guys' numbers here. Like some people were holding on to this. Nicolette, we have Galena shows up this way. We have it in your chart. 4, 2, and 6 shows up as the first 55 years of your life. Then shows up finally at 55, and it shows up today. This feeling of warrior, passionate, I gotta break something, I wanna go travel, I wanna be free, I wanna see the world. After you've finished paying your dues in life, making your wealth, and helping your children, and helping your family, helping everyone else grow, and being a really solid partner, we can trust you, you're a good workout buddy, okay? Like this is like, let's do this. Come on, give me some more. Like I'm there pushing it, you're like, come on, you hit me on the hand. Like, you can do this, Bobby. I'm like, and that feeling is a good spot, buddy, okay? But when you hit the 5, the warrior mode takes over. So pack your bags, sell your stuff, buy a plane, let's go traveling, let's go see the world. And I'm pretty sure you're like, dude, I ain't waiting until I'm 55, bro. I'm going to do it now. And that feeling is that can trouble you in terms of long-term relationship, can get the credit card bills up there, can be annoying because you're like, I want to have structure, but I really don't. I just want to go out and do stuff. I would like to think as a 24, 25-year-old or something that you still have a couple years of messing around. You don't have to take things too seriously right now, but you probably do already, seeing as you're in this business. If you want to balance this thing out and you want to keep the fun times going, what I would do is I would take the letter U, and there you go, and you would go Eric U, okay? And how do you say your last name? Sazamsak? Sazamsak.
Samchak.
Samchak, yeah.
So Eric Samchak with the U in the middle. This keeps you into the, this gets you fun and fast, feisty, friendly, social, let's do this, and I'm going to make money. I don't need to think so hard. I don't want to think about the strategy. That could be a little difficult since you're a very practical kind of guy. And then we have the C or the L, which would put you right here. Okay, and sorry, I'm messing this up. The C or the L will put you right here. And this gives you a long-term value of coach, wealth, partner, business. Let's take things seriously. I'm going to help you grow. It's okay. I know you made the mistake. I'm here with you. I'm patient. No big deal. Then we have the other side of this, which is J or S. And that's kind of this slow and steady wins the race kind of vibe. No big deal. Sorry, I'm gonna redo these. It should be blue. But this is the feeling that shows up inside of there, okay? Any numbers or any letters of these poke out at you a little bit more than the other?
Maybe the CL.
C or the L. Okay. So let's is it C or is it L?
Eric C. Samchak. Yeah, it sounds great.
You could also even do this, Eric. Like Eric. Okay. So in case you wanted to just hide it there, you're like, well, I have no middle name. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. You could write your name, Eric. But at the same time, if you're not feeling too comfortable doing that, that's okay. You got a couple C's in you're at a C in your last name. You could hide it in there as well and just do something like that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, let's just put the C in there for now, right here, and then I'll let you decide where you want to put it, or even just Eric C. Okay. And then this value brings you to long-term wealth, long-term love, value, and partnership. This is a wonderful level of coach. Any questions at all, my man?
No, I'm okay. Thanks, everything.
Cool, absolutely. And this really helps the frustration because this can get super frustrated with life. I get it, and you may be serving and pleasing other people before yourself. This brings in self-love back, and I really absolutely love the way that this looks. I think we're done, guys. How do you feel? Look at this. Woo! Oh.
Amazing. I feel amazing.
Me too.
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. Okay, so I want to share with you guys what I do and how this works, okay? I book sessions in for friends, family. These are 15 minutes. It's 30 minutes, 60 minutes. I usually charge someone these prices in US. And what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to take this down to cheaper price for you guys because you guys already spent 111 with me. So in case you guys want to do this for yourselves, these will be your prices. You just have to message me to get in with this. If you guys do a video for me or you guys do a written testimonial, I will either extend your session by 15 minutes no matter which one you book. Okay, so it'll be plus 88 or plus 15, 15 plus 15, like whichever one it shows up as. We're going to do 15 plus minutes for whichever session you want, no matter which one you book. Or you can, if someone else books, you have to book a session to get this. Or if you do a written one or you do a video or whatever it is, you send me something, I will give you another written report for someone else. The written reports are super freaking powerful. They are an instruction booklet for you. And then say, if she adds an X, how would it change them? Egle, is that for Galina?
Yes. Sorry.
It doesn't add an X. It takes the M to the X. So it would look like this, like that. Then it takes into her global visionary, which would push her out of the feeling of love and balance and into the feeling of business. So in case that's something that she wants to take on, absolutely, it's super cool. But you could also take on the value of M plus a letter. It would probably be like MB instead of, or MK or MT. So that wouldn't be a bad look. MT entrepreneur would still do the same thing, okay? So you guys help me out here. Okay, post something, share with people what happened today. It was mind-blowing. We got to figure this out. I had a chance to work with the CEO movement, and there was another numerologist in there. I think her name is Mary. And so there's another person that's working inside of your guys' group. I absolutely recommend, if you want to give her the business, not bad. I work like this. I help you level 1. Level 1 is your name and birthday. Name and birthday. And then when we get a chance to work together, we're going to get a chance to take a look at cycle years. Who wants to plan the next 10 years of your life? Then we have like alignment. And this is like aligning all of the social media channels that you use to make sure they're all working into your balance, into your favor. Then we have things like legal, business, the bigger stuff, okay? And then we have things like family, and then like what Egly's doing, group numerology. If you want to continue going, we have mastery. And as I said, instead of $26.99, it's going to be $22.22. I'm putting it together for sometime in May, and I do payment plans. In case everyone's like, well, I can only afford this much right now, I will teach you how to read, how to read all of this numerology stuff. It's absolutely crazy to learn what this looks like over 4 days. We do this, and it's a powerful way to train yourself. If anybody wants to get into that, would absolutely be valuable to know what this shows up as. Are there any comments, any questions, anything that showed up in there? Anybody wants to ask or say anything while we're still recording before we get a chance to let this thing go?
Yeah. Are we going to have a written report now? Or that's something else?
I'm going to give you a written report.
Are you going to give us?
I'm going to. It's going to
okay,
take
thank you. Sorry.
Put it together.
Probably
but in your case, I'm going to give you Nicolette back and Nicole back. There's 2 versions that we use, the original name and the name you use today. Okay? Cool. Who else? Jason, Eric, Yolanda's.
With my name.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I heard Jason.
Yeah, sorry, mate. When I said I like the sound of J.D. White, did you say J.D. White was a lot more powerful than J.M. White? Or
it's synonymous. They're both of equal spiritual power for who you are. There's a divine level of magnetism that you have access to be able to take on a name like that. I would be like, please take that. Please take the D. Please take the M, or the V, whatever. But if you're looking like the D, then please take it. It will absolutely allow you to unlock your higher superconscious.
Hey, thank you. Cheers for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Rolandus, you're good. You're geeky.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I appreciate you guys so much. Egli, do you want to say anything before we let this go?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's awesome.
Cool. I like it. This is your team. Like, I can only imagine the feeling of Egli for a second. You guys are all inside of her organization. You guys are all going to start soaring together, like synchronized dancers, like an air show. The planes all go off at the same time. This is an army. This is SWAT team. This is Black Ops. You guys have value inside of your names now that'll allow you guys to express yourselves. You could have picked the wrong name. That's okay. You could change your name in 6 months. That's okay. You could feel like you don't know what you're doing. That's okay. Read your report. Come in with me. Watch my lives. I pull out content. If you ask me a question and you don't book a session, I'm probably going to do a go live about it so that I can answer you and repurpose your question for others. So in case you guys do have that, I would love that. If you guys want to put on any type of contest or free giveaway, if you advertise my stuff, I will give someone an extra free report because they mentioned your name. Okay? So in case you're like, look, you want to, or your discount. If you're like, look, I don't need to book in with you, but I would love to let you sit with my kid, or I'd love to let you hang out with one of the people in my business, your discount I will transfer to them. So you have it to give away to others. Don't just, if you're not going to use it, don't let it die. I'm not going to expire these anyway, but my prices do raise and they're about to go up again. So I do appreciate you guys so much for this. I hope you guys find so much value in this and you guys met yourselves in a really powerful way. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you guys reports. And if you don't mind, just check the spelling and check the birthday to make sure it's correct, so I don't make any mistakes twice, or for this time the 4th or 5th time. But thank you guys once again. Thank you so much. Go and tell the world.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Bobby, one more last
Thank
question.
you.
Do you think we should have team name?
Yeah,
Like,
you guys not have a team name?
I mean, we do, but like, because I never talked about it, so I'm not sure. Like, do you know what we have? I'll put in the chat.
Yep, put it in there.
And obviously, you will gonna not like that because I know why.
You know what? That's probably where you come up because we labeled your name already. So let's label your business.
Yeah,
So what are you guys using right now?
that.
OPE Diamond Mines. What's OPE?
Well, it's my kids and me, innit?
Okay.
It's my why.
If you go OPE Diamond instead of Diamond Mines, then it works really good. It's got really, really powerful feel. Sorry?
OP Diamond.
OPE Diamond.
Yeah. Okay.
It works really well. If you keep OP Diamond Mines, you want to put an X in there.
So like OPX Diamond.
OPEX or OPE Diamond Mines X or Diamond X Mines. But OPEX sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Diamond. Yeah.
Like this. OPEX Diamond Mines. That's a 988.
Ooh,
It
that's
brings
cool.
a massive level of power. You imagine all of you guys just took mastery vibrations and you're sitting in a house that's only this high. The house is big enough to start really pulling people in. This is a really powerful vibe. Okay.
We're changing it.
Now.
Did you already?
Now change it. Like absolutely.
No.
Wow, that feels powerful.
It is.
Yeah,
With my name on that.
it vibrates at a higher level. Cool. Thank you.
I
Thank
will
you so
definitely
much.
contact you again.
Sure. Yeah. What's up?
I will definitely gonna contact you again.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I'm going to contact you in a few minutes. So think about what you guys want to work together, like payment plans. So if you guys I can't afford it right now, that's a symbol that we should work together. I will do it for you now, and you can pay me $50 a week. I don't care. Whatever is comfortable for you, just sacrifice coffee for a week and let's get this done. I want to help you guys challenge the trajectory because this isn't it. This is the beginning. And after this, you're going to have to go back into the world, and it's going to fiddle you back out into the real world again. So please, keep going up. Egli, book one for me. Should book one for Donatas. We're meeting each other again tomorrow or in 2 days. We booked one for the team. She's serious about this. So I want to be there, and I want to be installed into your guys' family. And one day, one of you guys has to learn this so that you guys can do this by yourselves. All right, I got to go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you for the replay.
Bye.